Okay, so today we're going to be dividing fractions and mixed numbers. For the first part of this lesson, we're just going to work on dividing fractions. So the first thing we need to understand is what is a reciprocal. A reciprocal is two non-zero numbers whose product is 1. So let's look at that. The product means you multiply two numbers together, you will get the answer 1. So let's see how we can do this with fractions. 2/3 and 3/2, or 3/2, are reciprocals because 2/3 times 3/2 equals 1. So as you can see here, in order to find the reciprocal of 2/3, they realized that they could just switch the numerator and denominator, and then when you multiplied, you'd get 2 times 3, which equals 6, and 3 times 2, which equals 6, and 6/6 equals 1. So 5 and 1/5 are also reciprocals because 5 times 1/5 equals 1. And if you wanted to, you could turn the whole number 5 into a fraction by making it have the denominator of 1. So now you can see that they took 5/1 and they flipped it to get 1/5. So the reciprocal of the whole number 5 is 1/5. Okay, so today we're going to be learning a song. It's our vocabulary song, and that should help you throughout the entire lesson. So in order to divide numbers, we need to remember what that reciprocal was. So to divide by a non-zero number, multiply by its reciprocal. So over here, if you had 3/4 divided by 2/3, you are going to keep your first number the same and then multiply by the reciprocal of the second number. So 2/3, the reciprocal of 2/3 is 3/2. So 3/4 divided by 2/3 equals the same thing as 3/4 times 3/2. And then from this right here, you would just multiply out like we practiced in last lesson. So 3 times 3 equals 9, and 4 times 2 equals 8. So in the vocabulary song, you will hear keep. So you keep the first one the same. As you can see, it's still the same here. Then you change your division sign to a multiplication sign. And then you flip your last number. So the song goes keep, change, flip. Yeah, that's the action. Everybody's going to know how we're dividing fractions. So hopefully that little catchy song will help you throughout 6th grade and your years beyond 6th grade, because most kids seem to remember it. So the algebra for this is just A/B divided by C/D equals A/B times, and then you can see right here the reciprocal of C/D was D/C, and then you multiply across, so AD/BC. And then B, C, and D cannot equal 0. And the reason for this is because B is a denominator at one point, C is a denominator at one point, and D is also a denominator at one point. And our denominators can never equal 0, as we've also gone over in previous lessons. So let's go ahead and give these a try. So the first thing we should practice is going to be just writing the reciprocal of numbers. So if I asked you, what is the reciprocal of 3/5? You remember you want to find something you can multiply 3/5 by. That will give you 1. So the easiest way to do this would be flip it, and you have 5/3. So the reciprocal of 3/5 is 5/3. What is the reciprocal of 3/8? Go ahead and try this on your own. Pause the video and come back when you're ready. The reciprocal of 3/8 would be 8/3. And it's important that we remember these because when we are dividing fractions, we are multiplying by the reciprocal. And again, we'll use the catchy tune from vocabulary, but it's still important to remember that the second thing is the reciprocal. So 1/5 times 2/3. So I'm going to keep my first number the same. I'm going to change my division sign into a multiplication sign, and then I'm going to flip or find the reciprocal of my second number. So 3/2. Now I multiply across. 1 times 3 equals 3. 5 times 2 equals 10. So 1/5 divided by 2/3 equals 3 over 10. Go ahead and pause the video and try number 2 on your own. Okay, so here you have 4 over 27, which I'm going to keep. I'm going to change my division sign into a multiplication sign, and I'm going to flip my 8/9 into 9 over 8. Now, some of you right now would start multiplying across. However, other of you might see that you can simplify before multiplying. So 27 and 9, I can divide them both by 9. That would give me 1. And then this would give me 27 divided by 9 is 3. And then what are my factors of 4 and 8? The greatest common factor between 4 and 8 is 4. So I divide out 4 and get 1. And I divide out 8 and I get 2. Now when I multiply across, I get 1 times 1 equals 1. 3 times 2 equals 6. Now a mistake that a lot of people make is they'll try to simplify across before they change it into a multiplication problem. So when it's written as a division problem, you can't cross simplify. You can only do that when you have it written as a multiplication problem. Okay, these two are for you to try on your own. Pause, come back, and check your answers. So for this one, you would have had 5/6 times 7 or times 9 over 7. I can cross simplify here, divide by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 5 times 3 would give me 15. And 2 times 9 would give me 18. Now for this, I could still divide out by 3. So I'm going to divide my numerator and my denominator both by 3. 15 divided by 3 would give me 5. And 18 divided by 3 would give me 6. So 5/6 divided by 7/9 equals 5/6. Now for this next one, you have 9 over 2. You keep that one. I'm going to change this into a multiplication problem and multiply by the reciprocal. So 2 over 3. Now I can cross simplify after I have my multiplication problem. I'm going to divide by 2 here and 2 here. And then for this one, I'm going to divide by 3 and divide by 3. Now when I multiply across, I get 3 over 1, which equals the whole number 3. So 9 over 2 divided by 3 over 2 equals 3. Okay, so this next one's we're gonna be working on dividing fractions by a whole number. So you have 4/5 divided by 2. So we're going to multiply by the reciprocal, then divide common factors, and then multiply again. So in order to do this, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write my whole number as a fraction. And the easiest way to do that is to put it over 1. Now a lot of us have been making the mistake of putting 2 over 2. But remember, 2 divided by 2 equals 1. And we are trying to make it equivalent to the whole number 2. So now I need to rewrite this problem. So I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal, keep, change, and I'm going to flip this one. And then I'm going to see, are there any common factors? Nope, so I'm going to multiply across. Oh, actually there was. Divide by 2 here, divide by 2 here. 2 times 1 equals 2. 5 times 1 equals 5. 2/5 is what your answer would be. Go ahead and try the next one on your own. Go ahead and pause and then come back. So for this one, I wrote my whole number over 1. Then I'm going to rewrite my problem. So I have 15 over 16, keep, change, and then I flip this. Now I'm going to divide out any common factors. So divide by 3, divide by 3, that would give me 1 here and 5 up here. Now I multiply across. 5 times 1 equals 5. 16 times 1 equals 16. So 15 over 16 divided by 3 equals 5/16. And that is it for today's lesson.